Hello, it's Shama here. Uh, just wanted to see if you guys wanted to know what uh, the solution to wave particle duality looks like. I don't know, but basically here it is. It's a quantum particle, and the force is driven by the singularity at the core. So everything is gravity. Magnetism, all of those are just different incarnations, I guess you can call them, manifestations of gravity. So magnetism, you have magnetism in there. Basically with this force spinning, I really wish I had two of these, because then you get your north and south, because if it's spinning like this and this one's spinning like this, they'll come together and they'll draw each other close. But if this one's spinning like this and this one's spinning like this, they act as particles and bounce off of each other. So, and then when they all get together and start grouping up, let's say you have a piece of iron, they're all jumbled, in a piece of iron, and then when you magnetize the iron, what happens is they all align up, and turns a whole piece of iron into, instead of a million little magnets that are all jumbled, into one big magnet. And the Earth is actually a mix of the two, because it's both a million little magnets and it's also one big magnet, because at the core it's allowed to align because the fluidity of the center. So I don't know, that was just a little bit of information. This quantum particle, I can describe anything with this. Literally, I'm not being arrogant. I can't, I've channeled the information and got it from experience and learning from others. But yeah, not this particle. I actually did channel this particle. I've never seen this. I've seen forms of it, not really in this shape actually, but part of it, with the outside missing. You'll see the spiral. You'll see the hourglass shape sometimes depicted. And yeah. Let's see, what else could I talk about this? It's light particle. It's like a quantum particle. This is what comes from the sun. And particle implies that it's like matter, but it's a wave. So this solves wave particle duality, because it's actually a wave, because it's energy traveling inside and outside of itself in an enclosed system, in a closed unit, like a particle. But it acts as a particle and a wave sometimes, because depending on, I would say, the rotation of it, which, is it a positive rotation or a negative rotation? And it has a female end and a male end, and basically singularity that transcends the entire space, time, matter, everything. It is basically it comes into and out of itself. I don't know. It's really hard to describe. What else can I say about this? Let's see. Okay. As these light particles come from the sun, this is actually, here's the thing. At the beginning of time, the Big Bang, they say, where did hydrogen come from, right? Hydrogen was first, because you need hydrogen to make the stars. But where did hydrogen come from? I actually say the other way around. The singularity at the center of the star was first. It's basically a hole in space, and that allowed for a recycling to happen, of energy to move, and movement to happen. And as the particles were coming out, or the waves were coming out through, they would get stacked up. Oh, never mind. I was talking about... Never mind. So basically, I don't know. Oh yeah, the light. So basically, it's light. Oh yeah, the beginning of the universe. I'm sorry. Let's see. This is a little bit overwhelming, this whole conversation here. It's hard to get out. I have it pictured in my mind, so I have to revert back to that a little bit. Beginning of time. Okay. The singularity. So there was no suns, there was no hydrogen. It was just space, and then the singularity. Like space was whole, and there was a singularity, like a hole in the hole, that allowed for duality, a flow to happen. And that flow just kept duplicating until it had enough to start, pushing it out. And what it was pushing out was light. So the light actually came before hydrogen. I say light is where hydrogen and helium, etc., all came from. These stacking up in certain ways. This is like chemistry. This explains everything about chemistry as well. I'm not really good at the chemistry end of it, but I do know like the duality of in chemistry, like the alkaline and acidic, and this kind of represents the two ends of that as well. But yeah, so light was first. Light came from singularity, and then there was hydrogen, and the hydrogen actually is stacking up and creating things, and condensing and forming new stars and new singularities. I'm not negating anything that science is saying. I'm just arguing the point that's obvious, that hydrogen didn't come from nothing, right? Hydrogen came from something. So, what did hydrogen come from? Hydrogen is the first particle, right? Well, I surmise and I propose that there was a pre-particle, a pre-atom, a pre-matter basically, a form of matter that's not quite matter yet, and basically that involves the stacking and the grouping of light particles together. So when you slow the light down, when the light gets slowed down, maybe by itself, by just being stacked up, like the light behind it's somehow faster, and it had hit some kind of density, and it starts stacking, and then that's when the matter comes in and starts being able to be created, and the planets get created. Oh no, you know what? I'm actually saying maybe, no, I'm not negating anything any science is saying, but there are some truths that science hasn't fully grasped yet. Like the, let's see. I don't know. That was a little arrogant, so my channel cut off. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. If anybody has any questions, let me know.